warning, I turned it on. Your voice.
You got it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just didn't get it in time to add it to the packets.
That's okay. Let the next guy go.
Oh,
You'll be welcome.
Thank you.
We're gonna kick one more down the road. All right, hey, when we go to exec session, don't come.
Don't come?
Talk.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right, I'm here. Okay. I'm on it.
I don't want to kick you out.
That's fine.
but
It's not like I can vote.
I know.
And you have my figures?
Yes, I do. And Livy's in here, so we can go to my office. Is there room in there? Or should I just go across the hall?
Whatever your heart desires.
We're gonna go across the hall. Hi, Jeff. Full house.
I left door back there. I went out that way to go check on those blocks. Keep the riprap out.
Well, Bill's coming in hot.
If you'll notice mine, I've even got a lot of mine. This is up kind of yeah.
So he's not like this.
You turn this thing on.
It's on. It should be on. We just have to have
It's not.
It's all run.
Because I'm gonna take that with me when we go.
Okay, it's recording now.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
We got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, but I don't think ours is in judgment. Ours is in problem.
Okay. All right, I wasn't sure.
If
And that's what I was going to ask Bill.
that may be the only word I know, so that might not really be true. I don't know what kind. I don't know. Will you take? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I know when I used to work for a building, I worked for a building supply company for 30 days once, and I learned how to do mechanical.
So that's something that we're looking for. There's people for everything.
I know.
So I was going to be on top of that. So, get them. All right, you there?
There he is, 2 wheels. Oh, good. You have a packet.
I do.
Hey, it's 7. I'd like to call to order, please. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Nancy, may we have a roll call?
Yes. Grass.
Here.
Smith. Here. Fox.
Here.
Fleming.
Here.
Rose.
Here.
Cruzen. Here. Thank you.
Thank you much. Before I read the minutes, I want to congratulate everybody on the election. Alex will join our ranks next week about mid-meeting. And we'll be saying goodbye to Chuck. So, but congratulations, everybody.
Everybody needs to take a turn. Sit back on your hands, take a turn.
Well, and Chuck Rast forced labor camp. Everybody's had a chance to review the minutes at this point. If anybody has any questions, we'll answer them. If not, I will take a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That will carry. Thank you. I have some correspondence this evening. Mayor Ken Stubblebeam, dear Mayor Stubblebeam, I regret to inform you that I must resign from my position as City of Farmington Treasurer effective immediately. I've taken a new position at an accounting firm that prohibits my role in government body. Sincerely, Ann Stubblebeam. It's going to make for an awkward evening. Can I have a motion to approve this, please?
So moved. And second.
And a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Ann, for your service. Part of the TIF report this evening, opening balance, $867,318.33. We had an interest payment for $460.92, and we did a payment to the Batterton Properties for $3,407.84, giving us a closing balance of $864,371.41. Leads us into the Public Works report. David?
First off, does anybody have any questions about the public works report? Short and sweet. On streets, we will be talking about the bids that came in for our seal coating this year. We'll have to approve one of the bids. I'll get to that later tonight. Floor covering out at Jacobs Park. They said they could do it in June. I said that wouldn't work because that's the middle of fall season. So it's going to be June 15th, June 17th, or July, excuse me, 15th, 17th, sometime there. So we're good on that. Easter egg hunt. Okay, he said had a good turnout. They did a wonderful job cleaning up. Very proud of them. We appreciate that. Seasonal cleanup at the cemetery went very well. And my youngest employee, Kevin Schultz, last Friday was his last day. He moved on to the electrical apprenticeship program, and we wish him well to good luck. That's all I got, unless there's any questions.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the public works report.
I have a motion and a second to approve City of Farmington Public Works report for April. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That will carry. Herb, what do you have on the cemetery this
Just a
evening?
couple things. We have, we get emails all the time from interested people around the country, and we had a request for information from the Butterfield family, and we only have two Butterfields buried in Farmington. There are no others buried in the township, because we have all of them digitized, we're able to do that. But we did discover, and I didn't know this at the time, that the David Butterfield was killed in the Battle of Shiloh in 1862, excuse me. And so we do have a marker for him, but we don't have a marker for Ada, who's only 2 years old, which is unfortunate that we kind of know where she's buried, but that's it. So anyhow, I thought that's kind of interesting for you people to know that, people are inquiring about the cemetery, who's buried there and all the information that we're able to supply. And what happens when I get these requests is I create a report on everybody in the family and email it to them. And that way they've got more information than maybe they asked for, but at least if they're doing genealogy, that information is available. So a little point of interest. Our financials, we paid for our scanner, and we have our own measuring device, and we have a balance total funds of $244,452.36. We're still waiting for on the old business, we're still waiting for information on moving our pillars. We're trying to figure out what we're gonna do with those. And the Bolognas said that they would come and look at it and see what they could do to help us on that. So we're dealing with that. We've got 2 bids for our fencing that we're getting ready to submit to the TIF district, so we can move forward with that. And we're gonna be fencing from the original entrance down Vernon to the property line and south to the property line. So, and it takes a little jig job because of a waterway that we have to be aware of. Then we're also gonna do from the original entrance to the new entrance, to the new section on both sides to the property line. We're not gonna do between the old Harris and the cemetery right now. We just can't afford to do that. We had a resignation. Bob Thompson did resign. He has some health issues and just can't be involved anymore. The hard drive that you purchased is it's a terabyte, and we've used up 500 gig of that already on the scanning of the data, these old record books that we're doing. So it's, otherwise that's going on the server and it just can't handle it. It's just too big for that. So other than that, we are certified. Everybody went through our training for open meetings, and that's all behind us until we do battle next week. And if there's any questions, we're glad to answer any.
You know exactly where the property line is for the
Well,
fencing?
We know one of them for sure.
Okay.
The one on Lozier's side, we're not certain about. I heard tell that there's 10. We haven't looked for it yet. So we've got to, before we do anything, we will do that.
Yeah, yeah.
I asked Marty if he had that surveyed. He says, oh gosh, I hope so. That was his comment.
Well, it's always a good idea to know that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for Herb? If not, I would take a motion to approve the cemetery report for April.
So moved. And second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? That will carry. Leads us to old business, where we kind of had the cart in front of the horse here. I have a discussion, possible action for the Easter egg hunt donation for the canine koala Easter egg hunt. We talked about $250, and I would like to have a motion and a second to approve that monies, please.
Second.
Motion by Joey, a second by Jenny. That is a roll call, please, Nancy.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose.
Yes.
Cruising. Yes. Rask,
Yes.
Smith. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes old business, leads us into new business, which leads us to an exec session. 5 ILCS 120/2C1, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. And I'd take a motion to enter exec session.
So moved.
And a second by Dave Rose. That is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruising. Yes. Rask
Yes.
and Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, I'm sorry, folks. We do have to go into exec session. We'll be back. Camera's live, remember.
After you, sir. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he is on the last Friday. Good night.
So then you left. Okay.
What's that?
Yeah, he's a. From the end to last when I walked in. This is not the time to be so damn spring. I do have.
Get out all that.
I do have 2 hours. But I have to give them to the end of Friday. How far back?
It's all.
Got a couple weeks to get their application. I'd like to have somebody here to help me.
No, it's only two.
I'd like to have somebody from my spot. Be nice to have all the time.
So, and I don't know.
It's what it is.
Be a surprise.
Better take that number off the list.
No, not you.
Oh,
No,
that's, yeah. I talked to one guy today, and that's hard enough.
Oh, okay.
That way you don't have to go home.
Here, I mean.
Throughout the day, right down the streets. You know. It's hard, you know, it's hard to get everything.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of things that you do, that you still.
Yeah, everything is shut.
But the city will just find out. They will run it whether I'm here or not.
So they want to what is it? That's what I'm like, oh my gosh. No, let's.
Oh, really?
And she did.
Might be this tall.
She always says she
It's like a vest here.
Yeah.
Red vest here, so initial, it's an odd dress. Yeah, I don't know if it's.
Yeah.
We got, yeah, we were trying to get it for the weekend. Now we just need warm weather. And more rain. It looks pretty good right now.
Kind of just trying to find it for you.
A lot of hands. Because they don't mold.
That'll be good.
North side, south side. Sun shining. So Thursday. Sunshine. But it's kind of warm up.
So that's pretty good, so they're all.
Yeah.
Until next week.
So I'm.
This, I may just set it at 5.
Put it on websites and
Mm-hmm.
I can see if they
Well, there was.
into the.
Oh, and I looked at things across the street. Wayne had 2, 2, and I think one was 19. Or no, now
What's his name?
Maybe, did Amanda said your first question?
Yeah.
Amanda.
Amanda, did she send your friend request?
Yeah.
She sent me a message, she goes, is this his name? And I'm like, no. So I took a screenshot. And I said, here's
One of these days, I said, one of these days. Well, she said this, it's not free to get this. She just came over and told me about this. And we had a nice conversation. And she brought that up, and she said, I would really, if you guys want, it's really good. It's just like.
You can't find someone that's happy.
Yeah.
And he knows that too. All that.
That's something. Yeah. I never see.
Oh, you're one of those.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
And I'm thinking, Lindsay's sort of that would be a good possibility. They were looking.
Right.
So where do you?
Yeah, you can. You might have something.
He said, that's it. Just so that it's in your background.
Yeah, it might be. Very possible, yep.
I mean, with this.
Oh, just. Yeah, well, I mean, we have. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, if we did it, we could make that, scan it and then get it right back. And leave it on before they.
She's like, that's fine, and then she's like. Oh.
Wayne, I mean, I.
We're the other way.
We could, we really could. So it's over. Oh my God. Oh man, that's coming up. Jeff, you been mushrooming? No.
After this rain,
Never warmed up so cold anymore. I could go to my sister's.
you know, we had a kid put an ad in.
I'm still.
I got 3 calls. Yeah.
I'll be on.
You gotta share them.
Okay.
Bring it
I got you.
Well, my sister goes down by Lewis. And they got, it's like a thousand acres. But I have further down. Like, sticks.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, she's finding some, then to go down and find your dust, not too far from the house. But,
Well, yeah, no problem.
I guess I could go down.
Oh, yeah. And we have kids? Or do you have kids? I
Yeah,
don't
they're-
remember that.
We were fishing over the Century Road. They were out that, even that was 10 days ago.
Oh, yeah. There's somebody puts on Facebook, man.
Yes. Well,
It's not a tip,
the counties.
for the lunch.
Mushroom, yeah, mushroom, yeah.
The tip matters are always there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do
Man,
that.
it was in here.
Whatever they do.
There's a lot of weeds.
I'll be next week. That's fine.
That's pretty all those years when I'm sorry.
Oh, those are bad. Too. Those- What do you call those?
You got this side.
Cheaters. Yeah. They're always-
We never got shooters,
Did you?
yeah, no, Chelsea, we never got shooters, yeah.
I was out cutting brush.
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
Something got me there. I don't know what it was.
Poison ivy? Sumo?
Only Scott Thomas is person. Mulch between.
Mhm.
So that's not.
Oh, yeah.
I was wearing one shirt. Saturday, but
I was.
Yeah. So people must-
Well, it was way.
I got poison ivy on my roof. I won't.
Right now?
Okay.
You have rhubarb?
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
Come here.
Now she's poison ivy.
Well, it's open.
Because I have some doctor when I was poison ivy.
It's like a little tree.
Can't get rid of it.
Well, you can, but it's, yeah. Because you want rhubarb, I'm supposed to.
I was so kidding that guy.
I'm not
Someone
working.
asked me last night, he goes, hey, does Amanda still have her rhubarb? I said, yeah, I would say you didn't ask us. In that, it's a truly true sound. I think Amanda uses from.
What's that? Good.
But what is it? It's frogs. It's places.
No need to leave.
You know.
No, just don't need to leave. I'll hold you. Tell me how much you want. I'll give
There's
you.
nothing better than strawberry cakes.
You're nice.
It's like strawberry or sauce.
Mhm.
I've heard straight blue on someone else.
Well, when do you want that? And I'll get you some.
Probably not for the weekend. I got too much going on this week.
Alright. Well, we got plenty of it.
Well, you don't sound like you like it, why do you got it?
It was there.
Well, okay.
When we moved in.
Hey, Mom, what else you got? You have stairs?
Oh, it's just starting to come out, but it's only, I've only got one little piece so far. Rudy's always getting us a spare. I planted 3. And, I don't know if it was fair or not.
It is.
It should.
She hasn't been.
Hey, but yeah, well, there's lots of, what are they gonna do about the stop signs? It's on us.
It's on here.
Yes.
I give them a second.
South Africa stops, it says that there's an ordinance on it. So if they're gonna get it, they can do this. They can have the ordinance.
Oh, yeah.
No. They were trying to put it down. And they won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need one.
Well,
Sure you get back on her. Sure you get back.
I never turned it on.
I'm sure you get back on her at Shasta.
I need one.
nobody chastised me.
The house was 52.
Oh, that's not comfortable.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't have, but I don't, well, I grew up here a long time.
We're 7 words, 160. That works.
That's like it's around the fire. Nice. It is. That's after it's over. When they come around, it's like-
They will get you. So you just hear,
I heard some.
oh, Ken, Fatty did that too. Nobody goes.
I heard it's wonderful.
Good
I
night,
asked to
Lord.
do it.
I don't think it's anything like that. Oh,
You are, because you're doing it.
Oh. And it's not just air blowing around, it's just like warm.
Mhm.
That garage. Yeah.
Oh,
It's working.
Do you have any point to do?
It'd be all right.
Work on something.
Oh, sure. It just makes it, see, I got that little heater in my, and even though it's only 50 degrees, it's more comfortable than being.
What did the Massey quote?
Somewhere around 9.
Oh, it came in under 10.
Mhm.
Good.
Yeah,
These are on the right. Oh, man.
it will be on the May 1st agenda.
Yeah. I talked to those guys when they came down on the roof.
Oh, you did?
Well, they described that roof a lot like this roof was. Last year they worked on this roof.
Mhm.
He said it had a lot of the same problems. So they had a good plan.
Good. He sent, I think, some pictures. I didn't really look into it a ton.
It just looks like rocks and cracks. That's what this one was like.
Yeah,
They know what they're doing. They did a good job.
that's exactly it. Yeah.
So stick
Yeah.
with the winner.
All right, we're returning from exec session, 7:30. Can I have a roll call, please, Nancy?
Brass,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Boggs, Fleming,
Here.
Rose.
Here.
Cruzen. Here. Thank you.
All right, resulting from exec session, I would consider a motion to establish consent agenda for staff compensation proposals.
So moved. And second.
I have a motion from Joey and then a second from Dave Rose, and that is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen, Brass,
Yes.
and Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to consider a motion to accept compensation for all employees as presented by the mayor to begin with the new fiscal year, May 1.
So moved.
Motion by Joey, second by Jenny, and that is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen. Yes. Brass,
Yes.
We good?
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, folks. And thank you for your patience while we were in exec session. We will carry on with new business. First thing in new business is discussion possible action on the resignation from the Planning Commission. Mayor Stuffelbeam and council members, with regret, I hereby submit my resignation from the Farmington Planning Commission. The annual economic interest statement now requires making public the investments I have in my retirement and brokerage accounts. I consider that to be private information that has no bearing on Farmington or its planning commission. I encourage the city to reach out to state legislatures asking that a less intrusive form be created for local government entities. Best wishes, Mike Cecil. And I would like a motion to accept Mike's resignation from the Planning Commission.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item is a resignation from the Cemetery Board, April 3. Cemetery Board Manager's resignation. Please accept my resignation from the Cemetery Board of Managers as of today, April 3rd, 2023. It has been my pleasure to serve. Bob Thompson. May I have a motion to accept Bob's resignation, please?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. And the third one I have is Mayor Ken Stuffelbeam. I want to inform you that I'll be resigning from my volunteer position on the Farmington Zoning Board effective immediately. I apologize for any inconvenience for my resignation may cause you or the board. I am grateful that I was given the opportunity and appreciate everything I have learned. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you, Brandy Putridge. And Brandy is resigning from the Zoning Board of Appeals. May I have a motion to accept this resignation, please?
So moved, sir. And second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Reason I really wanted to put these three is that the economic interest statement has gotten a little personal, and these are things that I'm sending to our legislatures in hopes that they ease up on, if I can be so colloquial. They really want to take a deep dive. Their intentions were good. They were trying to stop with embezzlement and insider trading on a much larger scale. And we were told by one of our legislators that they just really didn't even consider our local boards and how this would have an impact. So that's at least 4 people that I've gotten, if you include Gary Schultz, unfortunately, had given me his resignation, and unfortunately, Gary's passed, and our thoughts are with his family. But for the same reason, as well as Scott Thomas from from the Community and Economic Development. So I'm going to be contacting our legislatures because they're making it hard to fill boards, and so the city can do business. That's me on my soapbox. Sorry. I do have discussion possible action on mayoral appointments for the cemetery board, I would like to appoint Herb Stufflebeam as a full voting member of the cemetery. And I would accept a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Chuck and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next order of new business. We were given the go-ahead by our attorneys. One of our attorneys associates wrote us a very long and convoluted memo on what we could and couldn't use for the CARES Act. And one of the things that we can use our CARES Act money for is to help with public safety. The chief gave me a list of 3 items they would like to have for public safety. They fit well within the needs. You know, as a reminder, we received $151,000 from the federal government to go along with the CARES Act, which was part of the COVID relief. The first thing that I would like you to consider as a purchase for this, and it goes along with what we talked about last time, is we're going to buy one of these portable trailers that you're going this fast. It can be moved in different places for where our officers are trying to slow people down. This is $8,678.95, all paid for with CARES Act money. Any questions for Andy? He's got most of the details if you have any.
I'd like to make a motion if there's no question. Second.
A motion by Joey, a second by Dave Rose. That is a roll call, please, Nancy.
Fox,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Rask,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
we have a-
Yes, Chuck.
Take pictures of the license plates.
We're working out a section that it will record each time of someone goes by it. And the chief and I are talking about how to put a camera on there. We're not going down Chicago. We're not going to have traffic cams and stuff. But if we've got a repeat offender, we could certainly send them a picture and say, hey, could you please slow down?
Well, if you get the one with a picture on it, you can put it in my house and park it in my yard. I'll mow around.
We can't write tickets off pictures. But we can certainly determine who is doing it. And we know we've got some problem streets. We're going to help to slow them down.
Sure, put it on that.
And unfortunately, our officers can't be everywhere at once. So
Just show up once in a while, I really appreciate it. Because I was told by the chief, face to face, out there in that hallway, when he first got the job, that 3 times a shift, an officer would ride every street in this town, and they don't do it, they don't do it today.
Andy, 3 times, you patrol every street 3 times in a shift?
No, there's no way I can, unless it's a real good rainy day.
And
I mean, I try
When he said that,
I try to
I
make
believe.
it, I try to make it by there as much as possible.
Unfortunately, we have some frequent flyers on our street. There are a lot.
Yeah.
So
It's not just Pearl Street.
I know.
No, there's a lot.
But this will help with Pearl Street. We can put this trailer there and help slow things down. The stop sign, if we see they're writing tickets for them, I hear about them. So
And they do have time stamps, so if we see that
Yeah.
a certain time every single day.
Right.
Yeah.
We can possibly get somebody.
this will give us enough criteria on this, that this will help us put an extra set of eyes somewhere that we can download the criteria and then determine patrol patterns from there. So, all right, good?
I'm good.
All right, thank you.
On that.
I'm sure you do.
I'm not done.
All right, so the next item that I have for discussion possible action is the chief has would like to have 3 ballistic shields with lights. These are barriers that can be used if they have to go into an active shooter position. I gotta be honest with you, I hate spending money on this, but I don't want to be the guy that said, no, we don't need this. And then we have an incident and something happens and we go, we sure do wish we'd have done this. And since we can use the CARES Act money, this is probably as good as anything that I can think. I've talked to Joey. He's kind of my voice of reason. We all know Joey's also an officer in another town. We discussed this, and I've discussed it with the chief and Andy. So they would like to have 3 of these with the lights for $5,191.90. Again, this is something we're buying with CARES Act money.
Question.
No.
No, ladies first. Always ladies first.
When does the CARE Act money expire?
December of '24.
Okay, and, what else can it be used?
So we're just first blush is we're looking for a second storm siren, western part of town. There's been a study about decibels and such safety. Yep. I'm looking at lighting the safe route to school path with solar lights. This can be used, can be used for sewer. We have a sewer problem on Pearl Street that needs to be corrected, and CARES Act can be used for that, and Dave and I have been discussing that. That would also help eliminate the moratorium that we have for building on that quadrant of town.
Right, that's great. I have a question for Andy. Was that your, the sole thought process with these ballistic shields? I mean, at a school shooter type scenario would be the only time that you would really use these. Is that correct?
No.
What else would they be used for?
Any barricaded subject that could be, I could have used one last night.
That was my next question. How often do you run into a situation where it's an
It's getting more and more as time goes on.
It's one of those tools that you need to have and hope you never have to use it.
I had to call Kent Unit up to bring me one of theirs.
You could, I mean, without, like, throwing anyone's names out, like, could you give me an example of a situation where you would have to use one just on the public?
You could have a suicidal subject that's barricaded in a house that wants to do suicide by cop.
Okay.
You know, they can pull a gun, they can pull a knife. Maybe the kids are inside there. We have no choice but to go in. Preserve life. That's our job.
And these are like bulletproof for
They're
basically
rifle rated.
Okay.
Rifle.
AR-15. Will they repel an AR-15? Wow.
Shotgun.
Yes,
Shot 45-70.
they're rated for it.
Like I said, this is a lot of money to spend on something that I hope that we never have to use. But I don't want to have something happen with one of our officers and say, boy, I wish we'd have spent that money.
He just said he had to borrow one.
Yep.
Right.
That just sealed the deal there.
They do have
If you're having
And I had to wait because that officer had to go back to camp.
I didn't hear that. You actually did have to get one from it.
Yes, thank God we didn't have to use it. But I had to call for one.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the purchase of the 3 ballistic.
Second.
A motion by Joey, a second by Chuck. That is a roll call, please.
And the light.
And the lights.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Rask,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And next item on new business, discussion possible action. This also goes along with the things that we can do with CARES Act. The chief tells me that our portable blood alcohol test units are out of date, out of compliance, which means that if they are using them, the court could throw out those findings. Breath alcohol, excuse me. So this is to replace 2 units that we have. 2 units, a case, 50 mouthpieces. There's a picture of it that will allow us to have, if they come to a point where they have to use this, then we have the equipment that has been certified to back them up.
How long was this good for? This unit?
That's
That'll be
2,
good for a long time.
there's a 2-year parts warranty
But I
on it.
In certification of the law.
They get certified.
The old
It's
one's
just
just wore out.
The old ones
It's
wore
just
out. Oh, okay.
the two that we have, the guy from ISP comes and certifies them. He was trying to help us out and find a couple that he could snag. They're just,
But some
we're
just
small.
get certified every year.
Yeah,
or something?
yep.
Okay.
And the other two are just, I've got the oldest one. I wish it wasn't out of date, but it works fine.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the purchase of the two TVs.
Second.
A motion from Joey and a second from Dave Rose. That is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen. Yes. Trask,
Yes.
Smith. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item I have on new business is discussion possible action on ordinance 2023-07. This goes along with our discussion from our last meeting about placing a stop sign at Idlewild and Central in hopes of slowing down some of the traffic in response to some of our community members that live along there. The chief has determined that this would be a good place. Andy, you guys ran a lot of traffic through there in the last couple of weeks. Anything color-wise to add about,
I think it'll slow it down. The only thing is, like, there's probably gonna be some there that'll be coming complaining because they're running the stop sign, but sorry. You see them go by. They're right there.
well, so it was the chief's recommendation that we put up these stop signs. So I've created an ordinance for us to do this, and I would consider a motion to read by title only.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
I have a motion by Joey. Do I have a second, please? Second by Dave Rose. That is a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose, Cruzen. Yes. Trask,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is City of Farmington, Illinois, ordinance number 2023-07, an ordinance designating stop intersections at South Apple Street and East Central Street and South Apple Street and Idlewild Drive. That is your first reading of ordinance 2023-07.
I'd like to make a motion that we waive the second reading of ordinance number 2023-07.
Second.
I have a motion and a second by Jenny to waive second reading. That's a roll call, please.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen. Yes. Trask,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 2023-07.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? A second by Dave Rose. Roll call, please, Nancy.
Boggs,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen. Yes. Trask,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Dave, can you get us stop signs ordered with the little twirlies on them, maybe?
That's what you would like, if you want a little twirler.
I think that maybe that might, they're not gonna be tassels per se, but,
Those don't actually show up very well, the solar flashing, the
I agree with you.
twirlers actually.
lack of a better word,
Show up a lot better.
they catch their eye because the wind catches them.
Yes, we can do that.
Thank you, sir. Last item for discussion, or a new business discussion, possible action on the MFT street program. Bids came in, and Dave, will you please talk about this?
Sure, as you know, told you last meeting that we had a bid opening on the 12th. And the bids came in lower than our engineer estimate, which is great. One was 8.58% lower, and that was from IRC Incorporated, which is down in Jacksonville. And the other one came in 18.12% lower, and that is from R.A. Cullinan. The Cullinan bid of $163,153.89 is $36,110 and some change cheaper than our estimate. Below our estimate, I shouldn't say cheaper, below our estimate. My suggestion, I'm sorry, is there a question? My suggestion to you guys is that we accept the Cullinan bid. That's our suggestion too. I think it's a good price, and we get them early, we can get her done.
Thank you, Dave.
For the motion,
Yeah, we need a motion.
motion to accept the RA Cullen bid at 163,153.
It's a motion from Dave, a second by Nate to accept the bid from R.A. Cullinan and Son for $163,153.89. That is a roll call, please.
Rose,
Yes.
Cruzen,
Yes.
Rask,
Yes.
Smith, Boggs,
Yes.
thank you. Oh, wait a minute, Fleming,
Yes.
thank you.
All right,
Guys, appreciate
thank
it.
you. All right, so the last item of new business is the, next to the last time, hopefully, of the public emergency. So this is declaration of local state of emergency, state of Illinois, counties of Fulton and Peoria, city of Farmington, pursuant to the authority vested in the office of the mayor by the Illinois Municipal Code, section 5/11-1-6, the Illinois Emergency Management Agency Act, section 3305-11, and ordinance 2020-06 of the city of Farmington. I, Ken Stubbleby, mayor of the city of Farmington, do hereby declare that a local state of emergency exists as of this date, April 17, 2023, and shall continue until such a time as provided in ordinance 2020-06. The nature of the emergency is a nationwide pandemic of the COVID-19 virus. All right, committee reports. Dave Rose, you have anything on finance or ordinance this evening?
Nothing to report, sir.
Thank you. Joey on public safety.
Nothing to report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Leslie on sewer.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Nate, streets, sidewalks, and garbage.
Just the second reminder that May 14th, week of, will be the spring cleanup. So-
And there are notices going out into the sewer bills, so as well.
Remember,
and
no
I-
paint, no electrics, no tires, none of that stuff.
Thank you, sir. Jenny on Parks and Rec.
We have someone new running the concession stand this year. Her name is Amanda Carr. I took her up and let her have a good look at the concession stand. She had some questions for me, which I actually gave her Dave's phone number since he ran it last year and would be much more helpful than I could be.
And we are willing to help out if needed.
Very good. Thank you so much. And Chuck, that leaves it to you for public grounds and buildings for the last time.
Nothing, sir. We do have a quote from Nancy for fixing the roof over the gym.
Yep, and I'm going to review that and I will bring it to the council next meeting.
That's all I've got.
All right, general comments. Let's hear it, Chuck.
Let me do something about the dogs. I know Andy's giving the lady a dog, ticket. Did zero good. The dog was out before he got back to the police station. Tired of the dog crapping in my yard. I'm tired of the dogs running loose. I'm tired of the people walking the dogs, thinking my yard is their fault. I got a lecture from a 14-year-old Sunday, because I told her she had to clean up her mess. She said, well, you don't own the property. I said, yes, I do. She said, well, you don't own the property between the sidewalk and the street. I said, technically I do. The city's maintained it. Goes back to the city for its use when needed, if I'm correct on that, which I'm not sure. I said, but I technically.
You mow it.
Way, but I said,
No different, I mow mine, so.
I maintain it. You need to clean it up. We had an argument. She cleaned it up. She didn't like it. You guys passed these ordinances. Granted, you print them up, you put them on the wall out here, but you need to put something in the paper stating that people need to clean up after their dogs. 90% of the people do. It's the 10% that
Do we
don't.
have a clean up your dog ordinance?
I doubt it.
I don't think we do, but I kind of would like one.
There is
So,
one.
Will you look into that? If not, send me one.
There's
All right, so we'll find out if there is and we'll publish it, and if there isn't, we're gonna make one. How's that?
Okay, the second one, the police officers need to be informed of these ordinances you have, if they don't know about. I got an argument with a guy from, Iowa last fall, he was telling me he didn't have a permit, so the officer went back on him. Because he didn't know there was a city ordinance, you have to have a permit, okay?
I will make sure all our officers know, because that's the first thing I always ask when anybody's there. You have a
Yeah.
permit.
Uh,
So,
My third thing is, I made an agreement with previous administration to have somebody come out with a curb in front of my house. Apparently, that doesn't carry over from one administration to the other. And as far as the potholes being filled, granted, they did a fair to medium job on the potholes. They were flat top on one hole, so they finished filling it, but they got the other two next to it. But that's fine, you know, you gotta leave some for a seed. I understand that, but, I really appreciate something about these dogs. Because
okay, the best thing I can tell you to do is every time there's a dog, call 245-2426 and talk to the officer.
I got my speed up.
They will come and talk to you, and if you can point it out where they've gone, they will.
Well, I'm just wanting them out of my yard. These people open the front door, leave the door open, dogs come and go, kids come and go. Today, kids 3 years old outside, running around, no shirt, no socks, no shoes. Kids fighting in the front yard, kicking the, 3 boys had a girl down, kicking her stuff. Okay, that's fine. There's no people over there watching these kids. The lady is a licensed daycare. She wasn't home. I don't know who was in charge. No, I don't care. It's just, these kids run wild. Last fall, I went out and got their kid out of the road. Mom and dad were still in bed and he got outside. Okay? So this is what's going on across the street from my house. And it's not safe for them. It's not safe for the people who drive this stuff, because you know as well as I do how much traffic goes up down Pearl.
I do.
Andy knows how many people speed down Pearl. And how many of them don't really want to stop at the stop sign. And they'll slow down, look to see if there's a police car sitting there. There's no life sitting there. They're booking. They're going down the road.
I would say, Chuck, keep calling, and eventually all the stars will align.
My wife gets a little upset because I want to call. She says, just let them leave it alone. I says, I will. As soon as we move, I won't have to worry about it.
And you can also call DCFS
Yeah.
hotline.
825 abuse.
You,
I can walk down the street and beat on some guy's door. I know where he lives too.
All right. I've looked at our street. I've had
I
conversations. We'll
appreciate
see.
you come down and look at the curb.
Yep, I did. All right, anybody else? He can wait.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
My second one saying about the dogs, for one thing, I mean, the loose ones are a bit of a problem for our dogs, but that wasn't my question. Curiosity question. 2 or 3 months ago, we approved a new police vehicle. I don't think I've seen it yet. I just wondered what the status was.
June still?
I would like to know the status.
Right? I think we all know the status.
I won't know
It's,
status until I get email with VIN number.
you know, like everybody else who's ordered a new car, there might be a chip or something missing or it's a Dodge, so it's not, Ford ran out of the blue ovals on the front. June is what we've heard, but we have not gotten a VIN yet. So it's in production. Yep. Dave?
Speed sign, can it be set to a certain speed over which it will flash at the driver?
Oh, the speed trailer?
Almost,
Yes.
Because most of the ones I've seen,
Well,
If you're over, it flashes.
I've just heard that if you're over it, it will. That's just what I've heard.
Asking for a friend.
They do.
So you've seen that with your ears.
Yes, and it does have, it records every time that a car goes past it. So we'll be able to download that information and probably help us with some patrols, so. And, you know, we solve one part of town, we'll move it to the next and start working on that, and then they'll migrate back the other way, but, you know, we'll do what we can do to.
You ever think
But
Like they have in the heights.
No.
it's hard on equipment.
Never bothered me.
All right, anybody else?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Mayor.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, folks. We'll do this again in 2 weeks.
Hey, Bill, I need to talk to you before you leave.
Where you want to go?
Hey.
I am good. How are you tonight?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shuffle it back. If you open me on sewer, I probably know more about that than I do about streets and sewers. I know they were having some problems down there with sewer treatment and that before. I don't know if they ever resolved that with that. Well, you know, they're trying to get out of it. They gave them some options and stuff that they could try to use down there, but I don't know if Roger and I don't know. I said Jake. Works for Hawkins.
But I don't know. Think about it, let me know, but I'm gonna shuffle the deck. What I wanted to do is let you have some input.
Yeah, if we're gonna shuffle the deck, that's probably where I'd rather end it.
All right, then that'll work. Thank you. Hope your finger gets better.